Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer.
But who is he?
Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer.
And who is he?
Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer.
And what he do?
And he's gonna react to all the self-snitching.
Hi, this is Bruce Rivers. Welcome to another fun-filled episode of Criminal Lawyer Reacts. I'm Bruce Rivers, board-certified criminal defense lawyer, and I'm coming to you with my pearl-handle pistol cufflinks, so graciously gifted to me by our content genius, Michael Rivers, who is the puppet master, my boss, the creator of this channel and this community, really. I mean, I love the responses we get. You guys are just the absolute best. And we try to do this for you so you could get some handle on, real world about what's going on in the Melly trial and other things. So, and also, tell us what you want to react to. I get a lot of stuff on Instagram. Keep sending because we like to know what you want to see. All right. Today we're reacting to a couple little developments in the Melly trial. But before we get to that, guess what? Grandma and Grandpa have broken out of the home that they were in, and they broke in, and now they're back at my place. It's hard to say where they're going to go, but I still have power of attorney, and if you remember, I was able to get that power of attorney by doing eSign.com, and eSign.com is a very effective way to remotely do business, and I do it all the time, especially when I'm getting power of attorney for Grandma and Grandpa. But they're calmed down a little bit. They're not doing the meth like they were. Got them into a little bit of a treatment program, and now they are they're just doing their OnlyFans page. Elderly feet. And I use eSign in my own practice when I need to have somebody sign a retainer or something like that where they can't go to the office. So eSign.com, a very effective way to remotely do business. You download the app, you get 3 free signatures a month. If it's not eSign, no one signs. All right, so we found out that Melly's not going to testify. What happens when, you have the absolute right to testify in your own trial? But if you choose not to, nobody can comment on that decision. But before you make that decision, you have to declare to the judge what your choice is. And I'm telling you, this is a smart decision because I don't think there's anything Melly could say that anybody will believe. So here's this little colloquy with the judge.
Along with the defendant, and I guess Mr. Demons, need to talk to you, ask you a few questions, all right? You heard what your attorney said. He said he's rested. No further witnesses. Do you hear that?
Yes, sir.
All right, now.
Well, here's the deal. You have the right to testify. You don't have to. But if you choose not to, nobody can comment on that decision. And I always have the judge give the instruction because, everybody wants to hear from the defendant, but you can't hold his silence against him. So this is the judge just going through his rights about being able to testify or not.
I don't know what discussion you had with your attorneys. You've got competent lawyers there. I mean, you've seen them perform here. You've discussed things with them, I assume, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you understand that you have a right to testify, and you also have a right not to testify. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
You understand that if you do testify, I'm going to instruct the jury that they have to consider your testimony as they would any other witness. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And if you don't testify, I'm going to instruct the jury that you have a right not to testify, and they can't consider that, hold that against you. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
So my question, I guess, is did you have enough time to talk about this issue about you testifying or not testifying? Did you have enough time to discuss that with your attorneys?
Yes, sir.
Did they answer all your questions?
Yes, sir.
And what is your decision?
I will not testify.
You will not be testifying.
No, sir.
Is anyone forcing you or coercing you to make this decision?
No, sir.
Anybody make any promises or on the contrary, make any threats to get you not to testify?
No, sir.
So here's the thing. So it doesn't sound like they put on that many witnesses. In order to, in my last trial, I talked to the foreperson of the judge or of the jury, and he told me once the state was done with their case, your case was won. because you can win a case through cross-examination, or you can just say they didn't prove it. And so it's to put on a case. Sometimes it can hurt you, especially if you put the defendant on the stand and they don't do well. In Melly's case, I'm telling you, there's just no good could have come from him testifying. And so the decision to put on extra witnesses or to just rest, you have to decide where are we at in the trial.
This is your free and voluntary decision?
Yes, sir.
So let me go further. You heard your attorney said he rests, he's not going to call any other witness. That includes you, but no other witnesses. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Is there any other witnesses that you wanted your attorneys to call and present to the jury?
No, sir.
Any other evidence that you wanted your attorneys to present to this jury?
See, now this is about basically CYA, when it comes time to appeal. Because, you were fully informed, and you said you were fully informed, and there weren't any other witnesses that you wanted called, and, this is all to protect the record.
No, sir.
You good? You satisfied with their performance?
Yes, sir.
All right. And everything that you wanted the jury to hear and listen to is before the jury. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Let me ask, State, are you going to call any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
So
The evidence is all in. You heard him say, go through all of his rights. You heard him say about the witnesses. You heard him, the judge, ask the prosecutor whether they have any other witnesses for rebuttal, which they don't. So that means all the evidence is in. So now what the judge is going to do is he'll instruct the jury as to the law of the case. So the jury gets a whole bunch of instructions, probably about 18, 20 pages, maybe even more. And so he will read every word of those instructions to the jury. Then the jury goes back and deliberates. They get sworn, the deputy gets sworn in to protect the jury and their verdict, to make sure that nobody has access to them. And then they go deliberate. And there's no rule about how long they have to deliberate. I would guess that this is going to be a fairly lengthy deliberation. The reason I say that is because there's a lot of evidence to get through. You're going to look at remember all those dowels going through the car. You're going to have a lot of testimony, a lot of exhibits, and all those exhibits go back to the jury. Now, I'm not sure how they do any video testimony, because if you remember, Bortland, his statement, his video was recorded, and so if they want to watch that again, they have to go back into open court, and then they watch the entire thing, and then they go back and deliberate. And they can't deliberate while they're watching it. So, and here's the other thing. The jury is going to be sequestered. Now, what I am so against that in most cases, because it treats jurors like prisoners. However, this is a gang-related homicide where there's the death penalties on the table. And anybody that's related to them who could try to get access to them, outside the presence of the courthouse or their hotel or whatever, I think there's a real danger there. So they need to be protected. Their deliberations need to be protected. And so to that end, I've never asked for a jury to be sequestered. It's not something we normally do here. But they're doing it in this case, and I think it makes sense. So we'll see you next time here on Criminal Lawyer Reacts. I'm Bruce Rivers, board-certified criminal defense lawyer, coming to you with our content genius, Michael Rivers, behind the camera and behind all the content, which is just genius. And so make sure you subscribe, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter, sign up for Patreon, and we'll see you next time here on Criminal Lawyer Reacts.
Bruce Rivers just broke down your case. He know all the charges that you about to face. You ain't coming home till 2058. That self-snitching gon' get you put away. Bruce Rivers just broke down your case. He know all the charges that you about to face. You ain't coming home till 2058. That self-snitching gon' get you put away.
23-hour lockdown, please, is that my God?